Hello everybody, wolves and birds. You're probably wondering what this is on my head. This is called an olive wreath. Does anybody know what an olive wreath is?
Maybe it's like a wreath made out of olives, like the kinds that they give you in martinis, with the little toothpicks. You can kind of bend the toothpicks and kind of connect them in a circle, and that would be an olive wreath.
Does this look like something I made after drinking martinis?
Oh, well, no, after drinking martinis, what you would have on your head would probably be like a lampshade.
It's an Olympic wreath, because the Olympic Games are a sporting event. It's a series of events that have been held since ancient times, every 4 years. Every time there were Olympic Games in the past, they canceled all the wars so people could come together, and instead of killing each other, they could kill themselves trying to beat each other on a playing field. Nowadays, we keep the wars going because we're not as civilized, apparently, as we used to be, all right?
Are you talking about, like, we're going to have teams like wolves against birds? Or maybe parrots against flamingos and wolves against pillows?
No, wolves against birds. And so we're going to divide up into teams. Birds of a feather are flocking together because they've got the feathers, all right? You gentlemen, Miguel, Gabriel, John, you're going to be on your own team. And we're going to start training right this minute. Right this minute? Why so soon? Because the competition is tomorrow. What? Yes, I'm sorry for the late announcement, okay, but it just came over the wire that the games are to commence tomorrow. The wolves will train together in one part of the room. The birds will train together in another part of the room. All right, then we'll come together tomorrow for the big event, or should I say the big events, all of which, if you win a prize. Okay, whoever wins. Yes, Teresa. Yeah.
Don't you need to train the wolves and the birds?
Where have you been? You're filming, but you're not here. Are you thinking about something else? Did I not just say that we would divide into teams, we would train today?
Yes, but you said that they will train by themselves.
All right, what I mean is that I will go between the two teams. I will explain how the events are to be held. All right, the wolves will train with me. The birds will train with me because I'm impartial. Okay, I'm the judge. Is that clear to you now, Teresa?
Yes.
All right, fine. Well, let's... Now, I'm going to show you how to win this, all right? If you do not win the wrestling competition against a bunch of birds, I will be ashamed for my species. Now, all right, I'm going to show you how to wrestle. I need a couple of volunteers. Yes, Miguel, your hand is up. Gabriel, I see you're about to raise your hand.
Oh, no, I was just doing some stretching. I was stretching. You told the birds...
All right, well, consider that you volunteered. You want to come up here together with Miguel. All right, you want to set yourselves up over here. Miguel... Gabriel, you can be over there.
Miguel, I have a question. Well, will you be happy if the birds win or you win or whatever?
All right, Teresa, why are you setting them up to fail? Why would you be doing that? And then why are you pre-programming them to lose? Okay, what is predictive programming? Why are you asking a question like that? Why didn't you ask them a question like, Wolves, would you like to be run over by a car tomorrow or not? Okay, why don't you just... Why would you ask a question
No,
like that?
because I'm just interested if they care to win.
You're asking about will they be upset if the birds win?
Yeah.
You think I should let them win? Yeah, I think we should let the birds win. What are you talking about, let the birds win? And humiliate your fellow wolves?
Little wolf, I don't understand. Like, if Miguel loses, how does it make me a loser? That only makes him a loser.
Competition hasn't even begun and you're talking about letting the opponent win? I won't let them win. I'll try to win, but if I lose, it'll be okay. That means whatever happens, I'll be happy. Isn't that the way you want to be?
Yeah, that's the way life should be. You know, like, if you have a good life, then you're happy. If you have a bad life, then you're happy.
Well, it doesn't make any sense, and I think you understand it doesn't make any sense. Alright, but what if your best isn't good enough? I'll try to do better than my best. That's the spirit. You have to go all out to do better than your very best if you want to beat birds. Alright, and... go!
Oh, I'm really tired.
Your beak is my nose is your beak. Alright, stop with the pecking of the foot! I'm the judge! I could disqualify you right now for that. I could throw you right out. I could throw you out on your feathers. Don't honk at me. just tender mercies. The jury will give you a lot of points the more tender you are with your partner in the ring. Well, what are you horning in? Why are you horning in? You want to take your schnoz and move it in the other direction for a little while. So we got one event down, second event, it's running. I got the track laid out here for you. It's the 2-yard dash, all right? Have any of you ever run the 2-yard dash? Not that I recall. After I say ready, set, go, you take off running, you run like this, you turn the corner, you leap across the finish line, you thrust out your breast to break the tape with your breast, because they always do that for some reason. The ends of your nipples cross the finish line first. I guess that's the point. Gabrielle, Miguel, you want to give it a shot together here. Can you come over here, please? Oh, yeah. All right, John, I'll have you be a spectator. Well, can I watch? Well, yeah, the spectator. You're somebody who watches. Oh, yeah, can I be a spectator? Do I watch what, the race? Or like what's going on around? What do you mean, what's going on around? We always say, like, there's stuff in the world, like, going on, and nobody's aware of it. And if you could just follow it, then you could change the world just by being aware of it. All right, I'm aware of that, okay? But all wars are canceled. We'll be safe for that one day. It's just tomorrow. I mean, I can take my eye off the ball, sort of metaphorically, and put my eye on the ball, sort of physically. You can take your eye off of world events, all right, for 5 minutes right now to watch these. It's not even 5 minutes. Do you understand? It's a sprint. It's a sprint. Like with agile? No, a sprint meaning running, actually physically running, not a month-long sprint for developers. Oh, that kind of sprint. And it's going to take them 5 minutes? No, I'm saying it won't take anywhere near 5 minutes. It'll take them less than a minute. Do you follow the news? Every 10 minutes you're looking at your news feed? Well, no, I've got the AI set up so that if certain events take place, I get notified like right away. So you're getting something every minute. Well, I haven't been looking for a couple minutes now. We've been talking for a couple of minutes. All right, can you set that aside? Nothing's going to happen. Okay, when has something happened? Every minute. If something happens, it happens starting at a certain minute. If I'm not in that minute when it happens, then I won't get to respond, together with the whole world. I understand that. Do you understand that that's a better thing? What? It's a better thing because if something is in resonance, it's in the interests of some parties to manipulate that resonance. So if you push an official narrative on an entire populace like 9/11, it happens, everybody's thinking the same way about it because instantly you know who the culprit is, you know how they did it, and you got to get back at them, and people, do that in resonance, and it makes it happen, all right? Because everybody tuned in real time, all right? It was live to the whole world. Maybe if something big happens, like aliens appear, I think you'd rather wait for it to happen to you personally, all right, than watch that on the boob tube, all right, or watch it in real time, supposedly happening, and people framing it and telling you, this is what happened, and this is what it means, and this is what we gotta do, all right, because it's not going to be that clear cut. I would suggest that you stay away from the news feed that updates itself every 5 minutes or even more often, and check it from time to time, all right? That's a friendly bit of advice for you as your coach, as your trainer, as your judge. Well, I'm willing to be a spectator, even like just in this one limited direction. So should I buy some blinders? On the day of the meet, I'll have a stopwatch in case you break a world record. We need to, inform the Guinness Book of World Records and the Olympic Committee. All right, so I want you to give it your best because my name will be there too as your trainer. All right, on your marks, get set, go. What? Go where? For what? It means you start running. Okay, again. All right. On your marks, get set, go. After I say go, you run. On your marks. Why have you started running? Stop. What? Look, you have to wait until I say go. On your marks. Don't run yet. Get set. Go. Do we have to go on? Can we take a rest? Are you telling me you can't run the 2-yard dash one time before you need a rest?
Well, I never run it before. I wasn't pacing myself.
Yeah, we hadn't run before.
I hadn't run this before.
All right, you want to try it again?
Don't start.
Ready, set, okay, until I say it in the official sounding voice. Ready, set, go. That was official.
Well, did I win?
Did I win? All right, John, you won.
Whoa. Was that a world record?
All right, I don't know, I didn't time it.
What do you mean you didn't time it? What if I set a new world record?
John, look, I know what world records are. That was far from... Look, this is the second time you've run. These people run hundreds of times a day for years.
Well, beginner's luck.
All right, beginner's luck works in cards and games like that. It doesn't work in running in the Olympics. All right, if you really ran fast, right, on the day of the race, we'll time you and we'll put you in the Guinness Book of World Records. Fine, John. Well, that means I almost set a world record, baby. Miguel, you're an objective observer. What did you think about the race?
Well, it seemed to me, from the very beginning, it should have been clear that Gabriel was going to lose, blame his loss on something like, oh, the sun was in my eyes, or John pushed me, or something like that. That's what I was expecting, and when he didn't do that, I was kind of surprised.
Miguel, why would you say that about me?
Well, I have an active imagination. I knew that it might not be real, but I said I would imagine it anyway just because I want to imagine like that. I'm an Imagineer. We're all Imagineers here, aren't we?
All right, what about John? What do you have to say about him?
Well, I could tell from the very beginning that John was going to win because I've kind of noticed that kind of recently, like whenever I go and work out, he kind of follows me and then like in secret kind of works out. And because he did that, that shows that, the world record was really won by me as his trainer. That's not true. Why are you saying that?
He's just an Imagineer.
Oh, it's Imagineering. Oh, yeah, I did that. I could do that. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, do you want him to do that, Miguel?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if he did.
What do you mean it wouldn't surprise you if he did? He had no intention of doing that.
Okay, but he's threatening to do it now.
Look, Miguel, why are you creating problems for the team? All right? You're supposed to be the captain of the team. You're generating conflict, baseless conflict, to what end?
Well, I don't know. Am I supposed to turn off my Imagineering sort of proclivities?
Look, what I'm saying is you're making stuff up that doesn't make sense. For what reason? To slander somebody? But it's not even slander because it's so ridiculous, no jury would ever buy it. All right? So it's not that they can sue you. It's just, why are you doing it?
Well, it's like my imagination has run away with itself.
I see. Well, maybe you can turn it inside. Maybe you can slander yourself for a change.
What?
Well, I come up with some negative motivations for your own actions that are not really true, but just, torment yourself that way. And then leave the rest of us to hell alone. Gabriel, you have your hand up?
Well, no, the flamingo bumped my arm. Well, I didn't have my hand up, but as long as you called on me, I'll answer the question. What was the question?
All right, what did I tell you to do tonight?
I have to call up the tuxedo rental to rent a tuxedo for tomorrow night's banquet in my honor.
Who told you that there was going to be a banquet in your honor?
Well, I just assumed.
You assumed? Do you know what the word assume means?
It means that I was sure.
No, assume does not mean that you are sure. It means when you don't know, you assume you know. That does not mean that you know.
I just assumed if I were to set a new world record in every event, I would go to the Guinness Book of World Records, wouldn't I? I mean, I would, wouldn't I?
I think you probably would, Little Wolf. That sounds logical.
Of course. And tonight, if you get struck by lightning 13 times in a row, you'd also go into the Guinness Book of World Records. Is that something you've set your sights on?
I know. You put a tinfoil hat on, go outside, and then you do a rain dance. like the Blackfoot rain dance. Like those Blackfoot Indians. They know how to make their footfalls. They time them. a certain, residence with each other like that, and it starts raining, and then the lightning, and then Guinness Book of World Records, here I come.
Wow, that's a good idea, Miguel. We'll be in the Guinness Book of World Records together. Will we be on the same page?
Alright, just because it is theoretically possible for somebody to do something amazing and be put into the Guinness Book of World Records does not mean it's a common occurrence. If it were a common occurrence, the Guinness Book of World Records would be 1 million volumes long and it would cost millions of dollars.
Well, yeah, of course, I don't want it to be 1 million volumes long. Nobody would ever find my picture. I just want a few people to be in there, just like me and Miguel.
Well, yeah, maybe John too. John, you want to be in? Well, I guess I could. Well, what do I have to do?
Well, you have to be the only one in the world that something has happened to.
Well, like if I fell down? Like if I fell down 100 times in 10 seconds?
Well, that seems like a lot. That's probably a world record, don't you think, Little Wolf?
Well, why don't you all try that, alright, and come back tomorrow to find that you hadn't succeeded.
Well, yeah, there might not be a thunderstorm tonight.
There might not be a thunderstorm. Well, why don't you just beat it out with your foot? Why don't you stomp it? Why don't you stomp the storm this way so that we can, get the ball lightning rolling?
Well, yeah, but I wasn't sure that I really want to be hit by lightning. If the charge kind of builds up, I could become wired for days.
Just like right after crystal meth.
What?
What?
Gabrielle, what do you know about crystal meth?
The burlesque dancer who's kind of really energetic.
Oh yeah, I've heard that name too.
Yeah, something about they say she's really wired. Like on crystal meth, if you're watching, you're wired.
Wired, like me after 13 times being hit by lightning.
Now, what I also told you about, why are you interrupting? I didn't say anything funny. I was not trying to joke. Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because the parrot is nudging John and they're having a small fight.
John, what's going on?
What? Nothing. What?
All right, what were you doing with the parrot?
Well, just my ear.
What about your ear? Are you getting your ears pierced? Is the parrot helping you with that?
Pierced with with rumors or
no, for jewelry, for earrings.
Oh well, no.
Your ears were getting pierced with rumors?
Well, more like my brain.
Your brain was being pierced with rumors of what?
Well, of sabotage.
Parrot. Sabotage! What?
Well, yeah, that's what it was saying.
Sabotage. What does that mean?
Sabotage is when you deliberately go in, create a situation, you do something so that it stops working the way it's supposed to work.
How do you know so much about it?
Yeah, how do you know so much about sabotage, Little Wolf?
Look, you think I don't know the English language? How would I not know a word like sabotage? I know all the words. I know every word in the English language, right, except for the ones that haven't been made up yet. All right, let me ask you a question there, Miguel. Do you know the word crucifixion?
Well, yeah, it's like a bunch of sailors, that are not real.
What are you saying?
What?
Well, yeah, crews of fiction, like there's ships and they have crews and they're fictional, like crews of fiction.
No, that is not right. I cannot believe that you don't know simple words like that. They're putting you out on the cross, okay, like that. That's what the crucifixion is. You don't understand that?
Wow, Little Wolf, you look just like Christ with that crown of thorns.
This is not a crown of thorns. This is an olive wreath, like an olive branch, a sign of peace. This isn't me on the cross. Who is crucifying me? And for what? What did I do to deserve crucifixion? Yes, Teresa.
It doesn't seem that you are peaceful.
I'm sorry, come again?
It doesn't seem that you're so peaceful. I would say you're not peaceful.
How can I be peaceful when people are not understanding simple things, including you, obviously? If I'm going to be peaceful, how is that going to help them to understand?
Just say it with a normal voice and not get angry at them. Because
Oh,
God
fine,
never
alright.
got angry. Wait,
Well, yeah, he didn't really get angry. In the Bible, he does, but that's artistic license. All right, I won't be angry anymore. I'm just going to tell you, you get a good night's sleep, and in your dream, you do the dream work I told you about. Remember when under hypnosis? What? Under what? You thought I'd hypnotized you, right? You thought I'd put you all to sleep, and then gave you hypnotic suggestion to, like, jump off a cliff. That's what you thought I did, but I didn't do that. All right, it was a joke. It's just a joke. It's a little joke. We judges do that, all right, judges. I'm like on Mount Olympus, you know, when you sit there like Zeus, you know, with the halo or whatever they had before they had the halo. Probably that's what a halo is. They took the laurels and they said, but Christ is better because Christ is risen, all right? Indeed, he is risen, all right? And that's why it's a halo and not just a stupid, wreath, okay? But I'm still mortal, all right? So I've got the wreath. So you give yourself the post-hypnotic suggestion or the pre-sleep suggestion that you're going to dream all the events and the muscles are going to build up overnight, at least in the etheric. And that'll help you to win, all right? Against whoever your competitor may turn out to be.
with the wolf.
Yes, to
How are they going to? Who are they going to compete with? With who they want or how?
No, we're gonna draw lots. Lots? Like Lot's wife? Lot's wife, we're gonna turn into like pillars of salt. Whoa, if we turn into pillars of salt, would they put us in the Guinness Book of World Records? You want to be turned into a pillar of salt, okay? You could probably go to a salt mine and volunteer to become a human salt lick, to be sold to giant, enormous deer, and to be licked for the rest of you. You want to be licked by deer for the rest of your life. How would they lick? They would lick you until they swallowed you. It's probably not pleasurable. I think the tongues are scratchy like cats. Probably. I don't know. What do I know? I've never been licked by a deer.
Oh, you've ever been licked by somebody dear to you?
Oh, well, I'm really sorry, little wolf.
Wow.
Whoa.
Get off of me! What are you doing? I was just licking you. Meaning the animal, not somebody dear to me. It was hyperbole anyway. You're not going to be turned into salt licks. Alright? God doesn't do that anymore, right? It's not... It wouldn't be original. Nobody'd believe it. If you've seen something on Broadway, you're not going to go to the local theater to watch it. Hear ye, hear ye. I officially open these, the first Olympic Games of Wolves Corner. Gabrielle, I trust you have brought the Olympic torch.
Yeah, I found something really good for that. There it is.
This is what?
It's not lit because you told me not to light it.
That's not the point that it's not lit. What is this?
I did some research and I found out that the Olympic Games were held first in Greece.
What monkeys are there in Greece?
Well, don't they say it all the time? Grease monkeys?
Grease monkeys is something completely, that's a mechanic. No, look, there are no monkeys in Greece. All right, fine. Well, it will have to make do. Apparently, we'll have to make do. All right, so you pardon me, gentlemen, birds. All right, we're going to use a torch that is not completely satisfactory, certainly. You literally didn't carry the torch in this situation, all right? But I guess we have to forgive you. Teresa, what is this? Teresa's giving me matches. Miguel.
With a wolf.
Yes.
I think
Teresa.
Miguel will give the torch to the flamingo, then to the birds, and then to Gabriel.
Fine, we can do it in that order. I agree if that's easier for the camera person. Lenny Riefenstahl, thank you for that. It'll be just like the good old days in Munich, 1936. Jesse Owens walked right over the Superman of the Third Reich, all right? That was better than the Black Panther power symbol in Mexico, whenever that was, all right? Showing him up, beating him at their own game, all right? So we're going to remember that. Okay, we're going to hark back to that. We're going to forget about Muhammad Ali. We're going to remember Jesse Owens and get the Olympic torch passed around, all right? So pass the blunt to the nigger on the left. All right, anybody got a match? Just kidding, we got it right here. We got the ceremonial matches. These will show up good on the film, All right,
Yeah.
so we won't have to Photoshop anything, all right, because it'll be a decent-sized flame. Here we go. Alright, okay. Alright, Miguel, would you come up? Miguel, would you come up? Miguel, what? Oh, sorry. I got completely hypnotized by the flame. Well, yeah, flames will do that to you. It's good to stare at them. It's like water, watching water. It's good for your mental health, alright? But we don't have time for mental health, okay? This is the Olympics. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, physical. The name of the game is physicality. Whatever. Alright, you want to carry that over to the birds? Oh, yes. I am lifting this Olympic torch as a tribute to torches everywhere. Alright, can you just carry it to the birds, please, without the speeches? We don't need speeches from the peanut gallery. You're just an athlete, alright? You're not an organizer. I thought this was a celebration of athletes. I thought it was a celebration of physicality. Alright, it is, but you're not the MC. You're just a competitor. But you said that was the name of the game. Where does it say here that the name of the game is physicality? It's called the Olympic Games. You're going to try to sell products under the name of physicality games? Well, what if we did like ambush marketing? Ambush marketing of physicality games? Well, yeah, we just take the flag, like the Olympic flag. We would just start saying physicality games and then show that flag because it's not copyrighted. Right, would you please just carry the torch?
There you are, birds.
Alright, go sit back down. Alright, birds, you've had your turn. Alright, Gabriel, you want to go get the torch and bring it back over here. Like the job monkey that I am.
Okay. Ow! What happened? I burned my paw.
Don't touch the flame. Pick up the torch, not the flame. Don't grab it by the flame.
It just kind of hypnotized me. There you go, John.
You want to set it on the doohickey over there on the thing.
Okay, well, I just set it like right there.
Alright, yeah, that's the eternal flame, or the Olympic flame, or some kind of flame. Now, opening ceremonies, alright? Everybody knows predictive programming, okay? The Illuminati, before they can do anything, they gotta show you they're gonna do it. That's their way of escaping karmic retribution, alright? They think that you agree to it if they tell you what they're gonna do and you don't stop them. The karmic retribution is gonna be humongous for them. They don't understand that. If they understood it, they wouldn't have done it, alright? But they didn't understand, or they had no choice. But what's important is the opening ceremony. Remember when they had the hospital beds, dancing women dressed like nurses, running around? That was to tell you that, we're going to attack you with some kind of disease. It's going to put you in the hospital. And you didn't prevent it because we told you we're going to do it, and you didn't wake up to that, alright? That is not what we are doing here. That is not what we're about here. The eternal flame turned out not to be eternal, alright? Why does this have to happen on my watch? Can't somebody else be responsible for anything? Where's the accountability? Miguel, John, Gabriel.
Well, I just brought the torch. I did actually light it.
Yeah, I just carried it and I set it down. When it was burning when I set it down.
Alright, so we've relit that. Alright, so now, have you got mottos? Miguel?
Okay, so yeah, our motto, we talked about it and we couldn't come up with anything. They said, Miguel, why don't you just do it? And so I did. I came up with one and it's, we're number one. We can't be number two. With expression. We're number one. We can't be number two. Kind of aggressive. Kind of like that. Like,
are you serious?
Well, yeah, we can't be number two.
Come on. Yeah, we can't be number two.
Fine, that's your motto. Right? What about the birds? What about birds? Well, why am I asking birds? Alright, so I'm going to take these. I'm going to put them in the grab bag here. They're going to be lots for you to come up and draw. You're going to be drawing a lot, alright?
So, a lot of what?
No, you're going to draw one number out of this grab bag, right? I'll put these numbers in the bag.
You can't speak, Miguel.
What are those birds doing?
I don't know what they're doing. Miguel.
Yeah?
Why are you peeking?
Because I want to get the right number.
What do you mean you want to get the right number? The birds have not drawn lots yet. So what does it matter? Whatever number you pull out of there randomly, It's going to match you up random with a bird. It doesn't matter which one you take. So choosing number 1 doesn't mean you'll get a specific bird. Okay, but it means it'll match me up with the other number 1. That other number 1 will be drawn by which bird? Well, whichever one draws it. Alright, but you don't know that yet. Fine, okay, whatever. Okay, fine, I won't even look. Fine. I can't get the bag off my head. Okay, we're here at number 2 and number 3. How can you be number 2 and number? You have to draw 1, not 2, just 1. Or just okay, you're number 1, all right? Well, yeah, okay, our motto came true. We're number 1. We can't be number 2. Just go get back in line over there, all right? Now we're gonna get the birds to come up, all right? Who's the captain of the birds team? I assume it's the parrot. Parrot, you want to fly up here? I decide chase. All right, fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put your numbers. You're gonna have the red numbers. I'm putting them in the bag. You want to peck a number out of there. You want to stick your beak in there and peck a number out.
With a wolf!
Sabotage! Sabotage!
With a wolf!
Yeah.
If he puts the beacon there, then he'll see the numbers.
All right, but what do parrots know from numbers? All right, yeah, get your beak right in there. All right, you're number 1, 2, so you're matched up with Miguel. I told you, I knew it. What did you know? I knew that number 1 would match me up with number 1, and it would be one of those birds. It was one of those. If it hadn't been the parrot, it would have been somebody else. Don't you understand? You can't compete against yourself. Well, fine, so I get to go against that parrot? That is right. Is there something wrong with that? Well, no, that's fine. All right, Gabrielle, it's your turn. You're up. You want to draw the next lot.
Yeah.
Gabrielle, why aren't you peeking?
Well, because of our motto.
What do you mean because of your motto?
Well, I wanted to pick out a 3. It says, we're number 1, we can't be number 2. So I didn't want to get number 2.
The number that you draw has nothing to do with how you place. It's just matching you up with an opponent.
Gabriel, just take a number.
Okay, well, I'm number 2.
Okay, so John, that means you're number 3. Oh, is it my turn to come up and draw lots? No, you're number 3. But that's unfair. I mean, Miguel got to draw a lot, and then Gabriel did 2. I don't get to draw. There's only 1 left. No, Miguel got number 1. I'm saying there's only 1 lot left to be drawn. So that's for me, right? Right. Well, okay, well, can I draw it? Fine, draw the lot, John. Whoa, I got number 3. Whoa. Surprise, surprise. You got number 3. Wow. What a coincidence. First bird brains, now birds. Oh, birds, you want to, Flamingo, you want to come up here?
Honk.
It's not foggy out, is it? Why is there honking?
Honk.
We don't need honking if there's no fog, all right? So, all right, so Flamingo, all right, I'm going to give you these pieces of paper. Just stick your beak into the bag. Why are you walking away? What are you doing? Why are you playing with... You don't look into the camera. It's not good filmmaking. You want to get your beak in there? All right. Good. You're going to pull one out. Fine. We'll see who you're matched up with. Number 3, John. All right. You're going to go against John. Fine. I hope very much I do not have to explain to the swan that the swan is number 2. Because I assume the swan is more intelligent than John. I mean, most likely. All right. I've dropped my wreath. There can't be any peace without my olive branch, around my brain. All right, let the games begin. Here's our first event. It's the 2-yard dash. Oh, you trained for it yesterday. All right, I'll be here at the finish, timing this, just in case you set a new world record. Okay, I'll be right here to record it officially. All right, so runners on your marks, get set, go. Yeah, all right. Miguel, why are you not running? Well, I wanted to give it a chance because, I mean, it's not like you could actually win against a wolf. I mean, it's just a parrot. All right, but this is not interesting for spectators to watch. You're going to sit there. Would it be more interesting for the spectators
if the parrot actually like has a chance. Like, I mean, it's really boring. Like when you're watching like two teams, and like one team really sucks, and the other team is like much better. Even if you're rooting for the team that's much better, it's really boring. You want it to be like a photo finish or something like that.
And the parrot takes the gold medal.
What? What?
What was that, Miguel? Why did you let the parrot win?
I didn't let it win, alright? I just wanted it to be more interesting for the spectators.
I thought we couldn't be number 2. I thought we had to be number 1.
Okay, well, I did my best.
Okay, but your best wasn't good enough.
That is so banal. I guess your best wasn't good enough. There's a whole song about that. We've heard that a million times.
Okay, but it's not like we haven't heard the motto, we're number 1, we can't be number 2 a million times just today.
We're up against some tough competitors here. This is some tough competition, these birds. Okay, I hope you can do better, Gabrielle.
Well, I'm not going to make the same mistake, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Fine.
Alright, Gabrielle, you're up. Flamingo, the runners on your marks. Get set. Go! Honk, 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 honk. Honk, honk, I just said chase! Honk, honk, honk. No! You are disqualified, alright?
Way to go, Gabrielle, you lost.
I said runners on your marks. Runners means you run, you don't fly. Alright, you're disqualified, alright? You can't do that. It's cheating.
But you didn't tell that to the birds.
I said runners on your mark. Fine, you cannot fly. You have to run. Alright, can we try this again? I'll give you one more chance. Trying to pull a fast one on me, alright? It's not gonna work, alright? Because I got eagle eyes. Okay, I'm not a bird. I'm not an eagle, but I've got eagle eyes. Believe it or not. Alright, everyone, take 2. So to speak. Runners on your marks. Get set. Go! Honk, 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 honk. You're a disgrace to wolves everywhere, Gabrielle. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Alright, the third heat. Alright, runners on your marks. Get set. Go!
Come on, John.
Come on, John.
Alright, you lose to John.
What? That swan cheated. Nobody said you could do somersaults like that.
Alright, it didn't fly, alright, so it counts.
So we're all number 2. We're all number 2.
On your marks. Into the ring. Joust!
What?
Alright, and the first throw and last throw goes to the Flamingo. Flamingo is the winner.
Honk,
Alright,
honk.
pick yourself up, Miguel.
What? You can't use your legs like that?
It's called wrestling. You wrestle with your legs and your arms, right? You could do what you want with them. You should have been on guard. You should have been on your guard.
Fine. You're up next, Gabrielle.
Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready for this parrot.
On your mark, set, and joust.
Oh! I deserve cheese!
I need you to uphold the dignity of wolves.
Oh, well, yeah, you mean in my comportment?
No, in that you win. You have to win. The wolves have lost 5 in a row to birds.
Well, yeah, that is kind of surprising. Okay, but this, doesn't even have legs. So I'll just win. You don't have to even say anything.
Alright, fine, John. Forget I said anything.
Forget when.
Well, forget later. Remember and then forget. I'll remind you to forget if you haven't forgotten.
What if I've forgotten and you remind me and then I'll just remember again?
Alright, John.
We'll definitely win at least one for the wolves.
Yeah, we'll definitely win this one.
Alright, contestants, and joust.
Swan, why are you looking like that? I haven't hurt you. I didn't hurt you. Didn't hurt you yet. You just look so sad. You look so sad. Why would I even think about touching you or hurting you or throwing you down to the ground and stomping on you and sitting astride and saying, I'm number 1? Why would I ever think about something like that? Why would I do that?
And the winner is... is the black swan, the swan. What? Honk.
That's what tricked me.
All right, John, it's called psychological warfare, all right? It's permitted.
But how could I have known that it would look so pitiful? It just tugged right at my heartstrings. I hanged myself on my own heartstrings.
All right, it hanged you on your own heartstrings. That's an interesting metaphor. It's hard to visualize, meaning it's possible but unpleasant. Fine, okay, but you lose. Captains from the teams have come up for our next event, the discus throw. Parrot, you have the first throw. If you'd like to take your place, you want to come up here to the start. Okay, whenever you're ready. All right, Parrot, that is not going to fly. What are you, a carrier pigeon? It's not going to fly, not with me. I'm an impartial judge. You want to come back here and try it again the proper way? And bring the discus with you. I decide chase!
Just bring the discs.
I'm going to be Mr. Nice Guy today. I'm going to give you another try. Well, not bad. You got a good wing on you there. Miguel, are you ready? Are you going to wing it too?
No, I think I'm ready. Okay, I have to stand right on the line, like whoa. What?
Miguel, okay, you lose. Parrot, you won. All right, fine. Okay, who's up next?
What?
All right, in our second heat, we have for the wolves, Gabrielle. For the birds, Flamingo. All right, Gabrielle, would you like to start? So throw it that direction, right? Yes! The flamingo. Whenever you're ready. And the winner is the flamingo. All right, John. Okay, we've drawn lots. We chose it random. You're with the swan again. Swan, can you begin for us, please?
Just looks so pathetic.
All right, John, you're up.
Okay, the manipulation worked on me again, okay, because I feel sorry for it, okay, but I'm not going to throw it, meaning I'm going to throw it. Okay. Oh, let the dogs out. Do.
Wow, way to go!
Way to go, John. Way to go. Yeah. Dance. Yeah. We are the champions, my friend.
Enough of the singing and dancing. All right, so tell me, please, okay, you're so proud of yourselves. You managed to cast a heavy object a little bit farther than a bird without legs, unable to stand up, with no opposable thumb, just feathers that are light as feathers. And you think that somehow makes you Überwolf? What are you talking about? You're no Übermensch. You're not even a mensch. Come down to earth. This is a bird that flies higher than the skies, and it's more down to earth than you are. Okay, Miguel, you're the captain of the team. Do you have something to say for yourselves?
Well, yeah, I see now that, like, we're number one and we can't be number two.
All right, okay, it's not funny. Is there any shame for the behavior here? Did you see the birds come together and gloat in a similar fashion?
Well, no, the bird brains, they wouldn't even think of it.
It's not a question of thinking of it, it's a question of deciding to do it or not deciding to do it.
Well, if they don't have a choice to do that because they never think of it, that's not a moral choice that they've made.
I see. And do you not see that you had a moral choice and you yourself made that moral choice?
Oh, yeah? Okay, but they would have done the same thing if they'd known.
If they thought of it, they would have done the same thing. Well, that you can justify anything with that. You can go and kick a baby in the head and say, if that baby were bigger than me, it would have kicked me in the head. Look the way babies kick things around. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves, the three of yous. Stand up for yourself there. Well, yeah, I had good things to say about you because that's what I really think. I know what it's like to be the black sheep in the family. The lone wolf, all right? I am a lone wolf, all right? And you're alone too because you're black, all right? Not because you're black, but you are black, and so you're alone because you're black. But not because black is worse than white, but just because there aren't so many. We thought they didn't exist, and then you appeared, and we appreciate it, and we don't hold it against you. I hold it for you, all right? Because it makes you unique. It doesn't mean that every black swan is automatically streetwise and it's got street cred and is wise, like all the wizened, old black guys in the films that they got menial jobs, but they're somehow also Buddhic in their approach to life and their ability to change the lives for the better of any white person who actually decides to listen to them in spite of the white supremacist household that he's growing up in. Okay, so I understand all of that, all right? I understand, and that's why I said. That's what these games are about, harmony. Congratulations to the birds. So you can go home now.
Oh, well, excuse me, little wolf?
Yes, John.
What about, consolation prize? I won that one thing.
Yeah, we are the champions.
Oh yeah, we're number one, we can't be number two.
Okay, your consolation prize. Okay, well, I got it right here for you. I've got it hidden.
Hidden where?
Well, somewhere on my body.
Do you want me to search you?
No, I'm going to give it to you right now. Are you ready for it?
Yes, I am.
All right, it's a special thing. It's called a raspberry. It's called a Bronx raspberry. That's what you get. Do you understand? I have been disgraced by my own species.
What?
Wolves can't beat a couple of birds.
Well, how about you, little wolf?
What do you mean, how about me?
Could you, defeat the birds at those events, like wrestling and running?
When I'm judging, I have to be impartial. If I were participating, how could I be impartial?
Well, no, but you could probably do those things, right? I mean, you were telling us how to do them, but you know how to do them yourself too, right?
Where are you going with this? What does it matter what I can do and what I can't do?
But could you?
All right, coulda, woulda, mighta. That's not what's important here. We're not retrospectively assessing the probability of my victory when it's water under the bridge now.
Oh yeah, well, go team.
Oh yeah, go team.
Well, go team. Go team.